when it is a country of big ideas and open and even roiling debates. I think that's the way the founders saw it. I think that's the way we have to preserve it. And as we start to narrow these down, even on this program today, we've had a devout atheist. We've had someone of the Muslim faith. And we've had people from all different perspectives coming in. And we've had some really fascinating conversations. And I've learned a whole heck of a lot. But if we go down this no debate path, what is it that our students are going to learn? And more importantly, what's the impact it's going to have when they are the ones out trying to lead our country and our communities?
It's going to create so much division. And we're already seeing that in some extent. Look at the latest Axios Ipsos poll. It asked young Republicans, it was 30% said they wouldn't be friends with a young Democrat. Those numbers, Boyd, ought to be zero and used to be zero. Yeah. When you grew up, when I grew up, we cared about the content of their character. And that's what this is all about. So when debate ceases to be, and you create this echo chamber that just feeds on itself, what the country could look like 20 and 30 years when these high school debaters are actually in Congress or running state government or, heaven forbid, part of the bureaucracy, that they are actively excluding certain ideas to bring free speech, merit, and diversity of viewpoints back to high school debate. This is such an important activity, and I just can't sit on the side.
The fact that we do need to talk to strangers and what happens when
Yes.
we do. You are valuable, and you have something important to bring to the table for all of us to be able to to enjoy this. And so as you look at your effort, again, starting there in the state of Florida, what else do you hope people would debate among our young people?
Well, the first thing, Boyd, is we have to ditch this idea of safe spaces. Ideas unacceptable, and therefore they're not going to be welcome into this safe space. What we need is sacred spaces, say country, issues like policing, immigration, abortion, and be able to walk away not with antipathy for the person on the other side, but not necessarily agreement either, simply respect for the other side. A good debate is that, hey, you made me think. You made me see policies. But if there's someone out there who's going to advance a certain idea or a certain argument, and I can understand that viewpoint, I'm going to respect it and appreciate it, even if I don't agree with it. So I would say to that question is not necessarily having had your mind changed, but simply other side of the Second Amendment are not evil demons. People on the other side of the pro-life or the pro-choice debate, we're all human at the end of the day. We're all created in the image of God, and we can have differences of opinions and still come together in that potluck dinner and celebrate that.
Yeah, no question. It's that dignity across our differences debate in this country. Last break. When we come back, some final thoughts and a crucial principle, a vital virtue that you...
Our state's children face a serious threat from the vaping industry. But thanks to state leaders and the Utah Health Department, Utah established the strictest nicotine standards for vaping in the United States to protect our kids. However, the vaping industry sued, claiming their sales and profit. Utah should maintain state control, preserve our 3% nicotine limitations, and prevent vaping flavors from returning to Utah convenience stores. Together, we can secure a better future for...
SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-330-1991. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies
And taking a bite out of a nice juicy steak? Well, it takes teeth. At Grandpa's Dental, they have over 10,000 restorations under their belt, and it's always affordable. When you walk into one of their 3 locations, you're family, period. At Grandpa's Dental, they live their family life.
Don't be a sitting duck. Learn how you could reduce or eliminate your taxes in retirement. Three-time winner of Utah's Best of State Award. If you've saved at least $200,000 for retirement, schedule your free analysis now by calling 801-682-4448. This free, customized analysis could save tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes when you retire. 4448.
audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Today, Karen Pence, wife of Mike Pence, did the introduction. And she did not do the typical rah-rah kind of speech for her husband. She didn't go through all the amazing qualities that her husband had, all of the positive, strong, bold things that he has done. They were God's gift to the country, and they got whacked in 2 consecutive elections. And she said that was a good thing. I guarantee there has never been an introduction to someone about to announce they were running for president. An unlikely biography is America's greatest virtue. On to talk about the ultimate example in humility in leadership, and that was the example of George Washington, who had...
We tell him Washington as a teenager would have been all over Instagram, pictures of him in his military uniform. For the Brits at the time, done through an act that was really rash. In other words, he was him, and there's a lot of people that throughout history we know that never did that, and they ended up as tyrants. Washington ended up as the man who is rightfully known as the father of our country because he gave up power.
Of his arrogance, that was a real turning point, a real key. And again, circling back to what Karen Pence said as she introduced her husband, former Vice President Mike Pence today, talked about a very humbling experience. And she was grateful for the experience of being humiliated, of being chastened by the arrogance, and beginning to understand what it really means to be a humble servant kind of leader. So, again, not one that you're hearing on a lot of the cable news networks today in terms of what was said at the former vice president's announcement today. But I think that humility component is a conversation we have to get to, and one that we should absolutely expect from our leaders, especially those who are seeking, who believe they have all the answers for all the people, and they rarely have an interest in what others are saying or what they're doing. Those who promise everything as long as they're given power, they rarely have the humility to develop the real solutions that society really needs with the pressing problems that we have today. And sadly, humble servant leaders in government or business or community have become in true greatness.
KSL FM Midvale, KSL FM Midvale, KSL Salt Lake City. Listen on the KSL News Radio app and in your car at 102.7 FM.